What's good? This is your boy Tony Sway, and I'm back with another episode of Tony Sway's True Hollywood Stories. So as you can see by the title, this is a big time one for me. Mariah Carey is my favorite singer of all time. She's my favorite singer of all time. So if Mariah, if you're hearing this, you're my favorite singer of all time. My favorite song of all time is I'll Be Sure Night and Day. Favorite performer, Michael Jackson, but my favorite singer of all time is Mariah Carey, hands down. She has so many classics, soundtrack to my life. So thank you for Mariah for what you do musically. I truly appreciate it. But this is a very interesting story because it involves me producing a track for Mariah Carey. So I'm going to show you how it went down. I'm going to tell you how it went down in Tony Sway's world. But I got to bring you back to the beginning of how it all started. So me and my boys are a group. We're doing a couple talent shows. We're over here in Washington State. I think we're going to like Timberline High School or something like that. Things are lit. We're thinking we smooth and whatnot. We got the white dress shirts on. We're doing our thing, you know what I mean? And performing our little songs and whatnot. It's my homie Chris, Louie, Travis, and Micah. So we're doing the talent shows, whatnot. And basically, we joined together with Brian Tanaka, who's as you know now, is Mariah Carey's longtime boyfriend. So we all went to the high school together. So basically, we're performing with him at the talent show. Me and my boys, we're after we did our little singing thing, we're like beatboxing. We're like boom, 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 ba 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 ba. So we're just doing a little messing around, beatboxing. The crowd's going crazy. Brian's like doing backflips and he's like doing all kinds of crazy, like he's popping and locking and doing all these crazy dance moves. And I'm like, I'm hyped with the crowd, but I'm also knowing that I'm like, damn, dude got skills. So this is the first time I ever met him. I was like, he was serious skills even back in high school. So we're doing the beatboxing, harmonizing over the beatboxing, and him and his boys are dancing, like tearing it up. The crowd is going absolutely bananas. I mean, people are reaching at my legs and they're screaming all our names and stuff. So it was like pandemonium. It was nuts. So doing our thing, right? Oh, okay, cool. Everybody finishes high school, whatnot. I don't hear from Tanaka for years. I didn't really know him that well, but he was my boy's best friend. So flash forward years and years later, I'm with my boy Chris. We're working on beats, and he's like, "Hey, check this out. You ain't gonna believe this. Tanaka is dating Mariah Carey now." I'm like, yeah, whatever. All right, next. So me and my boy he was having me we were working on tracks because Brian's an artist as well. So we were working on tracks for him. But then my boy was like, "No, seriously, he's dating Mariah Carey. Now check this out." So I'm checking it out. I'm like, damn, he wasn't lying. So I'm like, damn, that's crazy. So, a couple months later, whatnot, he had us sent some songs for Miss Carey, and I'm not thinking that she really gonna listen to it or anything like that. But then my boy was like, "Hey, Mariah Carey and her kids recorded a track to one of our beats." Brian called me the other day and he was in the studio saying, "Hey, listen, they're recording to your track right now." And so I was like, this is absolutely nuts. The only thing that sucked that I didn't get a chance to hear the track. But I guess they recorded the track to a beat me and my boy produced. So it was just wild, man, because I've looked up to Mariah Carey ever since I think I first heard her music when I was maybe like 7 years old. And the first song I heard, I think it was like Vision of Love, obviously, and then Love Takes Time. And I just remember being very young, just feeling very connected to that music, and it just touched me. It touched my heart, right? They're very powerful songs. And through the years, obviously, she released more and more classic material that I just grew up with, and it became such an impactful, important part of my life. And this really helped me out through all the good and the bad times through life, whether it was happy times, fantasy or whether it was like I'm going through, you know, stuff, personal stuff. You had, you know, Breakdown and stuff that she did with, you know, Bone Thugs and stuff, and just all these classic Mariah Carey records. So, you know, flash forward to when I started playing the piano when I was a teenager. I think around the age of 15, I had a notebook and I wrote down, one day I'm gonna work with these artists, and I wrote down Crazy Bone, I wrote down Al B. Shore, I think I wrote down Teddy Riley, I wrote down Mariah Carey, and a few other artists. And it's crazy that I've ended up working with 3 of those people in that notepad that I made when I was about 15. And so far the biggest one has been the Al B. Shore, because that was the whole experience, going down to LA, being in the studio with him and his son. And the late Kim Porter was there too, which was, you know, God rest her soul. And that was probably the most amazing experience. But still, this was, even though I didn't meet Mariah Carey personally, the fact that she recorded to a track that I produced on with my boy, that was a big deal for me because of what she means to me musically. So it was just wild. Like, damn, like, yeah, I wrote that down on a notepad years ago when I was 15, and like now she's recording to a track that I helped produce, and so that really blew my mind. And but yeah, so hopefully I'll have a chance to do more music with her in the future. And but I can say that I did, you know, that I did do that I was able to produce on a track that she did record to, which is absolutely amazing. And shout out to my boy Chris and Brian Tanaka for making that a reality. And I never got to hear it, but it was just the fact that it went down, and that was all I needed to know. I was like, damn, that's insane. You know, hopefully maybe it'll come out one day. I don't know what kind of project it would be on, but I was like, man, that's insane, just because, you know, how much I look up to her musically and how much her music has changed my life. So that's about it. This is your boy Tony Sway. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Do it now. You know you want to like, share, and subscribe. This is another episode of Tony Sway's True Hollywood Stories. God bless y'all. Peace.